Okay, dear friends. So today we'll see uh, CMOS inverter layout and its simulation using a microwind 3, right? So let's see how to draw a CMOS inverter, right? A layout of CMOS inverter. So first let me draw the circuit of CMOS inverter, then we will draw the layout. So in a CMOS inverter, pull-up device, it is an P MOSFET, right? So this is the P MOSFET, which is a pull-up device, and the source of P MOSFET is connected at VDD, drain of P MOSFET connected at output, and the gate of P MOSFET connected at the input. And pull down device, it is a N MOSFET. So pull down device, it is a N MOSFET. So gate of N MOSFET and gate of P MOSFET, it is short circuited. So an input at the gate of both the terminal, at the gate of N MOSFET and the gate of P MOSFET, and output from the drain of N MOSFET and drain of P MOSFET. So this is the output, and here have the input, and ground is connected at the source of N MOSFET. And we know the friends, for the P MOSFET substrate material, it is an N-well, right? So substrate material of P MOSFET, it is an N-well. So first of all we have to put the N-well, means the N minus material, as a substrate of a P MOSFET. Above it we can build for the diffusion region P plus for the source and the drain region, source and the drain, and it can separate using the photolithographic process by a polysilicon on which we can connect the gate terminal. Similarly, the N MOSFET have a substrate is a P minus. So first we have to put the P minus substrate, and in that P minus substrate, in half of region where we want to build a P MOSFET, we have to put first the N minus, and above it N minus P plus. And where we want to build a N MOSFET, directly above the P minus we can put a N plus, because P minus, it is a substrate material of N MOSFET, right? Now above it we have to put a polysilicon. So this one is a polysilicon above which we have to connect the gate terminal. So this is polysilicon which separate out the P plus and P plus, right? So these two region, we can say it work, one region work as a source and another is the drain. Similarly, it's separate out to N plus, right? It remove the P plus and N plus below the P polysilicon through the photolithographic process. So here we can use one N plus as a source or drain and another as a source or a drain. Now here we see the VDD is connected with the source of P MOSFET. So this is P MOSFET, So at the source, VDD is connected, right? So here we have to connect the VDD by putting a metal layer. So this is metal layer, and by putting a contact, this is a contact. Here we can connect a VDD supply, we can give the supply. So now our supply, it reached to the source terminal. So this is source of P MOSFET. So remaining is by default drain. Now we know the drain of P MOSFET, it is connected with the drain of N MOSFET. So let me call this side as a drain of N MOSFET, and it is connected, so that you have to connect through the metal layer and the contact, and let's put the contact. Okay, and it is disconnected with the output. So here we have to connect with the output. So here we can connect the output, right? So here this side we have already defined as a drain of N MOSFET. So remaining is as a source. So source of N MOSFET, it is connected with the ground. So let's connect source of N MOSFET with the ground, right? Here it is connected with the ground. Okay, and the input at the above the polysilicon, where the gate terminal is there. So this is polysilicon, and above the polysilicon, here it is input. So above the polysilicon, let's put one metal layer, and here we can give the input. So this is the layout of a CMOS inverter. Now let's see how it can simulate using a microwind in a software. How we can draw the layout in a microwind software. Okay, so let me open the microwind. Yes, so it is a .exe file, not need to install it. So once you double click on the microwind 3 exe file, which I already have the set or uploaded on a MS Team, right? You can see this window. Once you double click, you can see this window. Is it visible? No, it's not visible to all. Let me stop and set the screen, then you can visible. Now it's visible to all of you, right? Okay, now it's visible, this microwind 3 screen. Is it visible to all of you?
Yes.
Okay, now here we'll draw the layout, and this grid and its sizing, it's given here. The one grid, it is in this much lambda, and it's have a 0.3 micrometer. So it is required when we want a exact width and length we want to set as per the specifications, right? So you already studied the two types of layout design rules, lambda rules and micron rules, right? Now here we want to draw the layout of a CMOS inverter. So here the background, whatever you are seeing black, it is a by default a P minus substrate. So P minus substrate is already there. So if you want to build a N MOSFET, we can directly start with the N plus. So next layer in a N MOSFET, it is a N plus material, and above the N plus, it is a polysilicon material, right? It is the three layers. One is the substrate, which is a P minus. Above the P minus have the N plus, and above the N plus, it is a polysilicon to build the N MOSFETs. But if you want to build the P MOSFET, so in a P MOSFET we know the substrate is a N minus material. So here it is a P minus, this background here it is a P minus. So first of all we have to put the N minus in an area in which we want to build a P MOSFET. So suppose આપણે આટલા એરિયામાં P MOSFET build કરવું હોય તો એટલા એરિયામાં પહેલા આપણે એનું N minus substrate મૂકવાનું, એટલે કે sorry, this is not an N minus, let me remove it, right? N well, we have to substitute N well, so this is N minus, right? Now this is the N well, and above the N well we have to put the P plus for the P MOSFET. So let me put the P plus in this area, right? P plus, right? And let me create a N MOSFET. So by default it is have the P minus, so directly we can start with the N plus. So let me have the N plus here. Let me have the N plus here. Now a polysilicon, which this is the polysilicon, let me have, right? So whatever the width of polysilicon will decide the length of channel, and length of channel normally equal of all the MOSFET inside a chip, and it is depends on the technology. So if it's running a 22 nanometer technology, then the channel length of all the MOSFET near about the 22 nanometer, right? Channel width is it is a design parameter. So whatever the width of N plus and P plus, width of P plus will decide the P MOSFET W, and width of N MOSFET depends on the N plus width, right? So width of N plus and P plus, it is decide the channel width, and the width of polysilicon, it is a channel length. So here this is a P MOSFET, this one will N MOSFETs. Now let me call this side as a source of P MOSFET, and source is connected with the VDD. So let me connect with using the metal one, will connect at a VDD, right? Now this metal and P plus is not connected if we not use a contact. Let me see how it look like in a cross-sectional 2D cross-sectional view. So if you see the 2D cross-sectional at this point, you can see here this is an P plus, and once we substitute this is an P minus, green one, and this one it is a P plus, and we have substituted the polysilicon, so it is separate out. So whatever the width of polysilicon will decide the channel length, this decide the channel length, right? So this is the via, have the different width, different vias, right? So now this is our next layer, which is the metal, and this metal is not connected with the P plus. We have to use some contact that will make the contact between the two layers through the via, right? So via is a isolating material which isolate the different layers into a multi-layer designing, right? So this metal layer and this P plus is still not connected. How it can be made to connect electrically? By making the click on the contact. Here you can see the pellets, different layer pellets. So let's click on the contact and put the contact in a overlap area where it's have the metal and exactly below P plus. Now let's see again how it look like now after the contact. So once you put the contact, here you can see this conducting material is filled. It make the hole, right, and it filled by the conducting material. So now the P plus, it's electrically connected with this metal, right? So whatever the signal will apply, VDD or any signals, that will goes to the substrate, this area, substrate region, right? So here what we want to connect, this one is our source of PMOSFET where we want to connect a VDD. So here have some supply, you can see. So this is VDD supply, click on it and click here, right? So remaining side is the drain terminal of PMOS, and in CMOS inverter, drain of PMOS and the drain of NMOS, it's connected with the output. So let's use again the metal one. Click on metal one, click, right, and put the contact, make it electrically connected, and take its output. So output we want to see in a visible node, so click on the visible node and click here, SN, right. Now this one is the drain of NMOS and PMOS. So remaining side is now the source of NMOS, and source of NMOS is connected with the ground. So let's make the metal and take a contact, right, and connect with the ground. So here we have the I supply and this one is the ground. Now the polysilicon, it is a gate terminal of. So gate terminal of NMOS and PMOS is connected with the input. So let above the polysilicon put a metal layer, use a contact and connect here input. Here we want to simulate a CMOS inverter, right? So let we simulate both, not only the static characteristics, let we simulate its dynamic characteristics. So simulation of the dynamic characteristics, we need to apply a pulses rather than a DC signals. So let me apply a clock pulse, right? So this one is our CMOS inverter. Here we can see at any point cross-sectional view how it look like. At wherever you want to see the cross-sectional, you have to draw the line and you can see the cross-sectionals. So here the N minus, this one is the P minus by default is already have, above in which we have put at N minus, and above the N minus we have put the P plus. So this layer is P plus, and above the P plus is the polysilicones, and up in the first layer it is in metal, first metal layer, right? Okay, similarly we can see the cross sectional of N MOSFET. Here you can see the cross section of N MOSFET. So in N MOSFET, P minus substrate is already there, so it starts directly with the N plus, and above the N plus a polysilicon which separate the two N plus for the channel length, and through the metal it is filled with the contact, it is connected source and drain, right. Also we can see how it's a 3D view. So click on the 3D, you can see the process. So this box is the P minus substrate box, it is having it P minus substrate, right. Then it's first initially put in some area a, right, P plus and N plus and the polysilicon, and through the etching it remove the P plus and N plus below the area, and through the contact and metal it will connect with the higher layers. It is a multi-layer designing, right. So via it is an isolating material which isolate the lower layer with the upper layer, right. Wherever we need a contact, we can create a contact through the by putting a contact that will make the electrical connection between the lower layer and the high layers. Okay, now for the simulation you can go with here the simulation, run the simulation symbols, right. Can see, okay, here ground VDD output block. Let me save this design first. VDD is 1.2 volt. It is too fast. It is too slow. Okay. Here we can see the output and input. Let me make somewhat faster. Yes, we can see here IDD of a CMOS inverter as well as this waveform, both, right? So IDD, let me remove. ISS also we can remove it. Current is also present, the spike of current. So whenever input is change, it's have the event in input, it's have the spike of current in a ID. It's have a spike of current in ID. So here we'll get the inverted output. Here we can see the outputs are the inverted, right? So red one is our input. Then this another color which is our out. S red one is our output, and green one it is our input, right? So here we can see green one it is a clock, and red is an output, right? So we can see the inputs and output, and also we can see what is the rise and fall times. So here we can see 14 nanosecond rise and fall time is equal, right? Rise and fall time is equal. Now here it is equal because I have a set. This is equal because I have set exactly near about the 2.5 times width of P MOSFET compared to the width of the N MOSFETs. That's why it is equal. If you set the width of P MOSFET is less compared to the 2.5 times of the N MOSFET width, then we'll get the propagation delay times, which is low to high propagation delay time is high, and high to low propagation delay time is low. So this way you can simulate CMOS inverter. So part A is a CMOS inverter, right? Part B, it is a layout of NOR 2 and NAND 2 gate that we'll see in a next laboratory, right?